up, fight fans? This is Kirk DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and this is the official Christmas Counterpunch Boxing News Bash. Coming in strong, cue ball. Merry Christmas, Kurt, and everybody. Everybody say ho, LOL. Thanks for the really cool place to hang out and talk about the fights with the fellas. Looking forward to the coming year. Cue ball. Me too. Armand, yo. Armand, ho. Cue ball, you've been counterpunched. Bow with the bang emoji head movement, man. Absolutely. I'm hitting the gym right now. Nice. That's a good time to start off on Christmas. God of War. Merry Christmas, everybody. God of War. Merry Christmas, boxing fans. When you guys come in, hit that like button. I just did a few videos today. I wasn't going to do too much today because I know that, I got things to do today, personal family matters that got to get done. Color Purple's coming out today. So that's where I'm going to go. You guys can check it out. The official premiere is today. So actually, they're already showing. I'm going at the 9 p.m. Pulverize, Merry Christmas. Machiavelli PL, Merry Christmas, boxing fans. Absolutely. And look, boxing to me, the more you think something's going to happen, that one thing stops everything from happening. Boxing, the way the fights are orchestrated, though the business of boxing is almost, despite the corruption and the BS and the politics, it still finds a way, and it has its own sophisticated organism on the way it navigates. Because we was pretty sure that we was going to get Wilder knocking out Joseph Parker just like Joe Joyce did, because we already saw it last year. We saw Joe Joyce beat up, bruise, batter, and eventually submit Joseph Parker. I mean, the first one to do it, because Joseph Parker is a New Zealander. He's a Kiwi. He's a Polynesian brother. And one thing we know about Polynesians, they're mad tough. Anywhere from Jimmy Thunder to David Tua, okay? They're tough. And Joseph Parker was no exception. And then and so we thought, okay, Joe Joyce can do it with the type of punching power and the style he has, being slow as molasses. We already know that Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder was going to go in there and give one of his classic one-punch knockouts or one-punch knockdowns, and then eventually finish the show with another punch, So it is what it is. Machiavelli styles make fights. You are absolutely right. That what gets me to talk about the whole idea of what we thought boxing was going to produce. But we didn't get that, Javi, go. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Kurt. To see you and your family from Javi and Sandra from Apple Valley, California. Apple Valley, California. Counterpunch to you. Chris R. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. That reminds me of Home Alone. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Same to you, Mike. Wilder needs more skill in this fight, not power. Well, I think he needs a combination between the two. You can't just get rid of the power, because the power is what got him where he's at now, or where he was, because we don't know where he's going next. We just know where he was, what he got up to. And it's a really, I could understand the disappointment, because people are now looking for shit. Especially the fanatics, the Wildettes. You know what I mean? They're looking for shit. They're looking for anything that may explain what happened. Home Alone is like Christmas movie in Poland. They show that every Christmas Eve. Yeah. AAR. Wilder just did a long interview on 78 Sports YouTube said he wasn't motivated 100%. Says he's buying a house in Saudi Arabia. Says he loves it there, unlike the USA. Wait a minute. He says he doesn't like the USA no more? What? Okay. Pulverized. Wilder shouldn't have skipped leg day. His legs look like matches. That ain't got nothing to do with him, being rusty or his punching ability. Because it's not like this was a Tyson Fury fight where you had a bigger man leaning on you. It wasn't that type of fight. If anything, he could have, he could have leaned on Joseph Parker, which in times he did. He had him in the headlock. You guys just seen the latest video of Joseph Parker complaining about having lumps in the back of his head, and lumps along with sores. You know what they call that, people? Evidence. Yeah, evidence. But I mean, he's not, threatening to send mountains of evidence to people, so it doesn't really matter. Wilder shouldn't have skipped leg day. His legs okay. I just think Wilder can't handle when someone can actually put it on him. Well, a lot of people, when you're hearing, "Oh, I wasn't motivated," you're hearing Shelly Finkel say stuff like, "Oh, he was in a cryo chamber too long." Well, for one, how does he know? If Shelly Finkel didn't make that up, which I don't know if he did or didn't, that meant somebody had to tell him that. And you have to wonder, where did this intel come from? Like, if Shelly Finkel's saying, "Oh, he was in the cryo chamber too long," who told him that? Was he there? How does he know he was there too long? Did you know he was there too long the day he stayed in there too long? Did you hear about it then, or did you hear after the fact? Because if you heard after the fact, that means someone had to feed that to you after the fact, looking for an explanation of why he lost, the way he lost. Like, "Oh, what was wrong with him? He didn't look motivated. He looked slow. He looked this and that." Oh, I know. He did stay in that cryo chamber too long the other day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of shit. Janie Jameson, Mary Crimbo, everyone. Wilder looked confused and lost, just like the Fury fight. He's broken. Let me tell you something. I haven't seen the interview of him on 78 Sports, but I can tell you this. If he wasn't motivated by the day of reckoning in the co-main event, nothing's going to motivate him. Nothing. Because that was the biggest fight card. That was actually what he needed to show who he really was, or how good he really was, based on urban legend. Okay? See, Wilder was promoted by urban legend. "Oh, well, hey, you guys have to be perfect every second. I just have to be quick. I have to be perfect this at one time to punch it." See, now none of that matters, because we know now, with enough discipline, focus, dedication, training, preparation, you can beat Deontay Wilder just by outboxing him. You just can't let him hit you. And Joseph Parker and his team did a great job. Andy Lee knows what the hell he's doing. And look, for the record, if you guys don't know anything about Andy Lee is a former middleweight champion, okay? He was beaten by, strange to say, he was beaten by Chavez Jr. at one point. But he was a very good contender at that time. And was it him or Gennady Golovkin? I'm not sure. Anyway, Andy Lee was trained by, guess who? Emmanuel Stewart, Crunk's gym. Emmanuel Stewart and Andy Lee are like this. If you guys don't know anything about the relationship between Andy Lee and Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel Stewart took Andy Lee in like he was his stepson, like a member of his family. Okay? That's one thing you need to understand about Andy Lee and Emmanuel Stewart. You know, that hurt Andy when Emmanuel suddenly died, bro. They were close. They had a bond. I don't mean, you know, I look, Tyson Fury and Javen Sugar Hill, I know they're close. They gotta be, you know, because their dad, you know, John Fury's hating on him every chance he gets, talking shit about Sugar Hill Stewart. So yeah, he has to have some type of bond. But I think the bond of Andy Lee and Emmanuel Stewart, it's equal or higher than Tyson Fury and Javen Sugar Hill. But Emmanuel Stewart was the man. Javen Sugar Hill learned from Emmanuel Stewart, which was the founder of the gym. And I mean, this guy goes back, bro. He goes back to Lennox Lewis. He trained Lennox Lewis, Vladimir Klitschko, Tyson Fury, many other guys he's trained. He knows them all. Mike Tyson, he knows them all. He didn't train Mike, but he was there. He was around with Colt Customato. Who the hell you think had Lennox Lewis? Who the hell do you think had these guys? Because they knew, like, hey, you know, they were around these younger fighters before they were champions. Wilder said he will be back on top again, maybe fighting all those tomato cans again. JV, go. Well, you know what? If it takes him knocking off the ring rust, he needs to get back in the ring immediately. Don't take a year off. And this is what I do wonder about Wilder, and I was just thinking about this for a second. Wilder keeps talking about this second reign shit. Okay, great. More power to him. But second reign means you're actually fighting. You start talking this second reign shit, okay, that started last year. So you took a year off, then you fought for 30 seconds, then you didn't fight for another year, another 14 months. Plus. And you're saying my new reign. A new reign is getting back in the saddle, not waiting for these big fights. And I think that's what he was trying to do. And it cost him. He still needed to be consistent while he was waiting for these big fights. I get it. He's playing catch up. He didn't make the money that the other top heavyweights made. But at the same time, he has to keep in mind, he can't go that long without inactivity, without fighting somebody. You got to get in that ring and show what you're about and knock everything off. Okay, the ring rust, the nervousness, you know, all that stuff. You got to knock it off. I can make excuses for Wilder, but we've seen other great fighters all of a sudden become gun-shy. Klitschko, AJ, and even Ali. Okay. Parker is a slick boxer. Yeah, he is. Wilder admitted being rusty and said he felt strange before the fight. Yeah. That's nothing new. Parker didn't do much himself. Let's be honest. He did just enough. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. I think, if anything, if I could critique Parker, I think Parker could have went for it in the last round. I think he should have went, instead of like, hey, let me just grab him. You know what I mean? Because I know what he was thinking. Like, look, I got about 10 seconds left in this shit. Let me hold him. Let me clinch him up. Okay? And let me wait this clock out. I seen that shit. And I was like, there's Joe. Because Joe knew, like, look, I got this fight in the bag. There ain't no way I'm losing this shit. And I'm not going to be like Tyson Fury that gets belted at the last minute. Ain't going to be me. But, I mean, he could have went for the gusto. He could have went for it. But then again, he knew, well, hey, that could have cost me. Because if Wilder messes around and catches me with that right hand, everybody's going to go, oh, my God, he did it again. You know what I mean? And that's what happens with Wilder. See, that Tyson Fury fight, understand, based on how the scorecards were, if Wilder would have knocked Tyson Fury down, that couldn't have been a draw. If those judges had scored all of those cards up to that particular round, which I doubt they did. I think they did that shit as the fight ended. And they had to make that shit look even to give that fight a draw. But the better man won. Absolutely. Pulverized. Soon gloves Soon Glovegate 2 will come because Parker using the same gloves as Fury. Now, that could be the case. That could be the case. I did see that. I seen those paffins. You know, if he starts talking about, I just felt his shots didn't really feel like they should have felt. Oh, hell. Glovegate 3. Rated R. I think nobody but Frank Sanchez in the heavyweight division. I think nobody beats Frank Sanchez. I want to see Sanchez and Parker. That's what I want to see. I want to see Sanchez fight Parker. Sanchez is where he needs to be, bro. He's like top 5 of the WBC, if he's not like top 3. I think he's top 3. I think he's ranked number 3 in the WBC. I don't know about the other organizations. But I would love to see Parker versus Sanchez. After all, he's one of the winners. Even though he was the first one, that was the first fight. He delivered a devastating knockout. He started that knockout streak. He started that trend. Okay? Frank Sanchez went in there and took that boy out, made him shake his head. Bow! All the way down. I mean, you could bow. You could tell like the shit hurt. Like it physically hurt him. And then here's the weird thing about head punches. Head shots don't supposed to physically hurt you. Because you're literally hitting your computer. So it just kind of rattles you, if anything. Maybe your legs will stiffen or lock up or twitch or, you know what I mean? You'll see something that your body demonstrates when you get hit in the head. Not actual, pow, ah! I could have sworn he was like, ah! It's like, damn. Like looking at Bloodsport. 20 seconds more and he would have finished White. Oh, when he fought White. Yep. A lot of people don't give that fight too much energy, and I don't understand why. White's ass went down, bro, because Joseph Parker put him there. That's why. Joseph Parker put White there. That's why he was down. Shout out from Derby, England, and Wilder Soul has been taken from Fury, and now he easy pickings. Merry Christmas. I wouldn't think that. Not at all. Yeah, but Merry Christmas to you too. Let's talk boxing. Selvin Cockett. There we go. Kurt, did you notice that all the guys that were running their mouths got their ass? Big baby, get up. Get their ass up. Big baby, get it the worst because he talked the most. Yeah, I thought about that today. I feel bad about that, but it did make me notice, like, you guys did talk a lot of shit. And most importantly, you talked a lot of shit about other people. And that kind of got to me. I'm like, okay, why are you talking about what someone else and who somebody else won't fight? Like another man fighting another man. I bet you, you won't fight someone else. Well, you could fight him as well. Yeah, ring rust is real though. Quan's big guns in the building. Wallin knows AJ hits 10 times harder than Fury and knew his thin skin would get peeled off. And it got peeled off too, Quan. Big guns. I'm a Wilder fan, but Parker is such a stand-up guy. I'm happy for him. Mike Peake, he didn't talk anything irrelevant. He didn't talk any type of shit talk, trash talk, nothing negative. Even when he heard Wilder say that he's going to knock him out of the ring and he makes sure he brings a pillow and he doesn't want anybody to help him and he wants to see his eyes look up at the sky and all that fucking dramatic bullshit talk. He said, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, this is This guy's a humble Polynesian cat. Shout out to Sione, man. You know, most, and I can't say I've met everybody, but most South Pacific Islanders that I know, either they're from Guam or they're from Hawaii or Samoa or Marshall Islands, or Saipan or, the island of Truk, or I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about, sure. But, these are islands, in the Marianas, okay? Either Micronesian or Polynesian. Most people that I've met, shout out to Ed Santos, God bless the dead. Some of these people are the most down to earth people that I've ever met in my life. They're laid back, their sense of time is their own sense of time. There's really no urgency because of the way that they think, because they're so laid back. When something gets done, it's going to be done eventually. It's no pressure. You know what I mean? So with Joseph Parker being one of those guys, you could tell, I just want to win. I just like to show people that I wanted to end the year strong, and I've done that. You know what I mean? And then he's ecstatic, like, yeah, fuck you, Wilder, I got you. What's all that shit you're talking, huh? It's none of that. Wilder says people give him crap about being mean and a killer in the ring in the USA. He said he wanted a body. I want a body. I want to kill somebody. That's why I want a body. I knew AJ was going to stop Otto Unproven Self. I didn't have any doubt. And that's why I boldly told people, if AJ loses to Otto Wallin, he quit. Retire. There's no more use for you. You did a good job, 2-time heavyweight champion. You lost your belt. You got it back from Ruiz. He tricked you and surprised your ass. You beat Pulev. Then you got beat back-to-back by Alexander Usyk, which, is one of the best fighters in the world on the top pound-for-pound list, I may add. Then you go in there and you whoop two guys, and then and then when you do raise your opposition again, you get beat by Otto Wallin. Bars. No, it's over. Because that shows you cannot. And here's the thing. If Joshua would have lost to Wallin, he would have been in the same situation. He'd have been in the same boat as Wilder at this point. Probably worse. Because Wilder just received his third loss. The 2 to Fury and Joseph Parker. Right? He had that draw. Okay. AJ would have had 4 losses. 2 to Usyk, 1 to Ruiz, and the other one to Otto Wallin. So, yeah, dude. Absolutely. You cannot rate a boxer being good if he hasn't fought any good boxers. They're only good as their opposition. They're only good as the people that they beat. And if the people that they beat are good, that shows you about them. There has to be a ranking system. That's how it should be anyway. And honestly, I don't really believe that's what it is. I think people assume that, of course Wilder will beat Joseph Parker. So if the fight never happened, let's say somebody got injured, people would have still thought, nah, Joseph Parker got himself out of that shit. He would have got knocked out just like he got knocked out by Joe Joyce, probably worse, because Wilder hits a lot harder than Joe. One punch from Wilder, he was going to knock Joe out. Joe knew he didn't want to take that fight, and Joe could have actually been injured. Joseph Parker could have actually been injured. So, that's how people think. Richard S., Merry Christmas, Kurt. You can tell they all avoid him. Okay. Wallin was the great white hype. They all said this guy was a killer and would kill AJ. Quan Big Guns. You remember when Bob Arum? I think that Otto Wallin is going to upset the apple cart. He's going to beat Anthony Joshua. He has a real good shot. He gave Fury all he could handle, and I don't think AJ's worth the shit. AJ is going to continue talking or taking easy fights until title shot 3 bums this year. Okay. Now see, here's the thing. That's that shit. Dazine X1. You guys see? Did you guys check out what Dazine X1 or NX1 said? AJ is going to continue taking easy fights until a title shot. 3 bums this year. 3. So that meant Franklin was a bum. Dillian White, he was a bum too, that turned into Hellenius. Now Otto Eileen is all of a sudden, what? A bum. You guessed it. See, that's that bullshit. That's that shit. That's that shit right there. Mm-hmm. Exit to red. Wilder messed up his body in a cryo chamber. That's what they say. I did a video on it. Dubois KOs Frank Sanchez. Does he have the power to hurt Frank? I do think he has. I think Daniel Dubois has the power to hurt or to knock out Frank Sanchez. Will he beat Frank Sanchez? No, because I don't think Dubois is a better boxer, and he needs to be a better boxer than Sanchez. See, let me tell you something about power. Okay, power needs to also be enforced and navigated with skill. Okay, it has to have a certain type of manufacture. Okay, you have to be able to navigate power and use it properly, and that's what takes skill to do so. I don't think he'll do that. Efe Ajagba had that same thing. He had power too, and he got his ass waxed. Mm-hmm. Merry Christmas, Kurt. Aaron Edson, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you, Aaron. I want to see Sanchez and Dubois. I would love to see that movie. That fight movie. There we go. Okay, Thunder's Productions coming in with that Christmas blessing. Merry Christmas, Kurt. God bless. Appreciate you, brother. You guys get like Thunder Promotions and donate for a nice Christmas no hate. Bars. Kurt, do you think AJ gives Fury all types of problems? AJ? Yeah. The style, bro. The style. Similar height, reach, here's the danger of trying to grab AJ. For one, AJ will grab you. So you got 2 guys that they know, like, hey, to physically take control of a fight or to smother a particular exchange, they're good at doing. See, Tyson Fury will get off shots and then he'll grab you and wrap you up, okay? Put you in a clinch. Then he'll hug on you, or if you try to go up under him, he'll headlock you and all that good stuff. Joshua will do that shit too. Joshua will jab you, and then jab you the right hand. He'll grab you with those big telephone pole stars ass arms he has and grab you and wrap you up. You know what I mean? Or he'll grab you behind the head, the AK Klitschko grab, okay? Okay, that Klitschko cuff, and he'll cuff you all in. And you better be careful, because a lot of times AJ will grab you and then here's the uppercut. So you got to be careful with that too. I've seen Jarrell Miller do that to Danny Dubois when Danny Dubois was trying to avoid those looping shots of Miller. Miller kind of grabbed him and caught him with an uppercut. So yeah. Yes, Kurt, how's your day been? Had my Christmas dinner and feeling tired now. Laughing emoji. What a night we have of fights. Absolutely. John, Merry Christmas to you too, brother. Die. Yes, how do you rank Caballo, Kurt? Ooh, Caballo, man. It's so many fights that could be made. Let's see. Caballo could fight Parker. That would be a good fight. Caballo could fight Frank Sanchez. Caballo could fight AJ. I think this is what will happen. People won't respect that. See, AJ gets more stick than anybody, right? Dubois could fight Caballo. That would be a good fight. Well, Wallin was always a bum. Okay, Gay Juicy J. Wallin was always a bum. All right. But see, it would take AJ beating him, so he's a bum. That type shit. That's that shit. Yeah, Caballero got skills. See, a guy like that, he's under the radar. He's not a person you talk about all the time. And actually, he's a person, hell, I didn't even know his record, honestly. It's like, damn, isn't he still undefeated? But it's like, okay, well, who has he fought? Okay, besides Derek Chisora. So Vincent Salamatino, what's up, brother? Merry Christmas to you too. Jarrell Miller probably has a better chin than Joyce. Don't think everyone or anyone else could take in as many shots from Dubois. The Joker, I'm glad you said that. Because I was talking about Frank Sanchez and Daniel Dubois. Frank Sanchez, I think, can be hurt by Daniel Dubois, but I don't think he's a better boxer. But it doesn't mean that Danny Dubois can't hurt Frank Sanchez, because Frank Sanchez might not have a chin, or is not guaranteed to have a chin like we saw Jarrell Miller have. Jarrell Miller, you can say what you want, drug cheat, fat ass, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, big pharmacy Miller, big joke, whatever. He has a chin, and that man ate shots all night long. And I don't mean mediocre grazing shots. Nah. No, these were flush shots, bro. He was catching that big ass dude. I'm like, damn. Hell, Miller probably has a better chin than Joyce. Don't think anyone else could have taken as many shots from Dubois as he did without going down. Dude needs a brain scan ASAP. I don't know. I think Jarrell Miller is just a big, husky, durable, non-movable object. AJ chinned in 2 fights and people said he was chinny, but Fury has been chinned in 4 fights and he ain't chinny. Derek Chisora is better than Wallin. Wallin is only known for giving Fury problems. I mean, now he is. Kurt, who would win between AJ versus Hunter? A lot of people sleep on Hunter. A lot of people are going to sleep on Hunter because Hunter's a dangerous character. He's a good boxer, but he's an everyday, all-around American, regular, average, daily, average Joe bloke. That's what he is. He's nothing flashy or fancy or any of that shit. He's just him. He's just a normal dude that happens to box. But he's a very good boxer, though. Even though I think that Usyk fight, when he fought Usyk, they should have stopped it. I mean, he just took too many shots. Kurt, who would win between AJ versus Hunter? AJ versus Hunter. I don't know, because see, they recently sparred together. And it made me question, like, okay, he knows the most recent version of AJ. That could always be a plus. But AJ knows him as well. Sanchez, like Miller, unproven with elite fighters. Well, they said the same thing about Efe Ajagba when he beat him. See what I mean? So everybody's going to have something to say about that. Art Learn app. I think AJ can beat everyone with enough determination and self-belief. I only worry about Zhang and Ngannou, though. We will see. Zhang and Ngannou are two heavy, hefty, husky, hard-hitting mother suckers. One's a southpaw, the other one's an orthodox. They both will ring your bell, and they both will shut out your lights. So, yeah, I can understand. You should be worried about Joshua fighting either of those guys. Machiavelli coming in with that 25. AJ's resume got a lot better overnight. He got 3 top guys Fury beat, and beat a guy who beat Wilder. He beat more top 10s than Fury and Wilder combined. Yeah, you can't argue with that. Like, some people can and some people will, because people don't like the stats of the matter. Miller would KO Wallin. I would like to see now. I would like to see a string of the guys that lost fight each other. And then whoever wins, they can fight each other back to where they were to get another opportunity to fight one of the guys that won. Maybe not the top guy, maybe not the guy that beat, they beat. I would love to see Jarrell Miller take on Danny Dubois again. No, yes. Would you want to see that shit again? Well, where Jarrell Miller has lost about maybe 30, 40 pounds in shape, you know what I mean? Off the juice. Okay. Focused. Tell me you would want to see that. Because that was it was a good scrap as long as it lasted. It was a good little scrap as long as it lasted. Seriously. Saying is the boogeyman. Okay. He's the boogeyman until he's not. Wallin would punish Big Phantom Miller. I don't know, because I know Miller's slow because of the weight and everything, but I don't think he was slower than Dominic Brazil. Bro, I want to see fights like this. How about Wallin versus Miller? How about Wallin versus Joe Joyce? Why? Because all of these guys have lost, and I think they need the opportunity to redeem themselves with somebody else that lost. So you want to be the winner of the losers, then, if you can beat all those losers, the guys that lost, you could be a winner to fight one of the guys that beat you or get a rematch on the guy that beat you. Miller's punch resistance may be toast after that beatdown. Maybe, but then maybe not. Because, he didn't yes, he was hurt by shots, but I think that was basically like Parker taking shots from Joe Joyce. See, it was a gradual thing. It wasn't just, bow, oh my God, I'm hurt. No. It was shots that he was getting hit with that accumulated, 35%, 40%, 35%, 40%, 35%, 50%, 35%, 40%. Those are the type of punches that Joe Joyce was laying on Joseph Parker. Just coming. George Foreman style. Bow, bow. You know what I mean? And he was getting hit with shots. And the problem with Parker was trying to hang in there and bah, bah, bah. And then what would happen, he would land that third one. But by the time he lands his third shot, Joyce is already eating the third shot, he's eating the second, he's coming with his first or his second. And he's nailing Joseph Parker. That's what happened. Big Pharma Miller has less on his watch, and he won't last any of the top 10s. Let's see. Who could he beat? You know what? Let's do this. How about chin versus chin? How about Joe Joyce versus Jarrell Big Baby Miller? Ooh, 6'5" to 6'4". 270 to what? 330. That's a lot of weight, bro. That's 600 pounds. That's 600 pounds. 270 to 330. That's 603 pounds. Imagine that, guys. Imagine that. Imagine Joe Joyce versus Jarrell Miller. That would be a war, bro. And you know what? It would probably be one of the fights of the year because, see, they're both slow enough to, for them both to be successful with the punches that will land. Joyce would win, in your opinion. Okay, let me ask you guys a question real quick, because this is something we need to navigate through. Do you guys think that Joyce hits harder than Dubois by Y's and N's? Y for yes, N for no. Do you think Joe Joyce hits harder than Daniel Dubois? And you guys know why I'm asking that. No. Okay. Exit red. No. The Joker. No. Okay. Joyce would jab his face off. Okay. Yes, he is, says Adam. Okay. Word of the day. No. Yes. No, 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 no. Okay. No. Yes, says Jorge Fortes. Okay. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming, people. Keep them coming. Please. Keep them coming. Let's see where we're at. Let's see. Okay, yes, yes, no. He broke his orbital bone with a jab. No. Okay. No, yes. Joyce hits harder. Okay. No, about the same. Bitter less, pulverized says. Well, I would say it's about 50-50, right? 50% of you guys. Are we still voting? AJ seems to get to go the distance with guys smaller than him, Parker, Usyk, Franklin. Well, you have to understand levels of strength. And when I mean levels of strength, like you take me, for example. Let's do this, okay? Joyce hits harder, okay? All right. Let me position this here, okay? So, I'm 6'2", okay? And more than likely, me hitting someone that's parallel to me, okay, here. So me hitting someone here or here, that's probably my strongest level of strength versus someone shorter here or here. You know, you have similar power punching down, but not everyone has that same intensity in their punches when someone's shorter. Or, better yet, someone taller. So, me, I have bad shoulders. So, my shoulders will probably be fatigued fighting someone taller versus fighting someone here. So, we have here, here, or here, right? So, if I'm fighting someone here, they're around my same height. I can feel my power, the leverage in my punches, the muscle memory, the torque, the turn of my hips. They're there. Okay, so there versus here is two different strengths. I think with AJ's accustomed to someone right here. He's 6'6". The dude is 6 foot. He's 6 foot tall. 6'6". 6'6" tall. 6'6" nails. Tall, right? So I think I missed a couple super chats. Okay, Timothy Walker says, my boy Wilder looked bad coming in with that Cinco. He says, my boy Wilder looked bad against Parker. I still want to see Joshua Wilder. They still have a history of back and forth about duck claims from both. Yeah. True, Timothy. True. Very true, my friend. James Bash coming in with that cash. Merry Christmas, Kurt. I see Wilder got more excuses on 78 Sports TV. I won't do it today. Again, I got stuff to do today. But I will look at the interview when time permits, probably in the morning. And I will put that probably after other projects that I want to work on. Because there's always more Counterpunch boxing news, for tomorrow. Because tomorrow is another day. You know what I mean? The holiday is today. Tomorrow is another day of the week. Merry Christmas, Kurt. It is Boxing Day in Melbourne. Matthew, loving it, loving it. AJ's kryptonite is speed. AJ's kryptonite is speed, and I think with shorter fighters as well with speed. Usyk had less respect for Double D's power than AJ's. Well, I mean, that's probably, they probably punch different. Listen, Daniel Dubois, I think, has more thudding power, but I think AJ's power is more explosive, and I think his punch placement is a lot better than Dubois. Dubois, if you see how Dubois fights, it's like this. Oh, 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 oh. He's a good puncher, but I think they punch totally two different ways. Triple D's power didn't bother Usyk. Well, it didn't seem like it. I didn't see Usyk. I seen Usyk dazed when AJ hit his ass. Remember when Usyk was back, and then Joshua came up the middle, bow, and he hit him, and he did that there. He shook. And I was like, ooh. You know what I mean? You don't see that shit every day. Who watched Wilder's interview? Supreme 7. I didn't see it. Stewart, I agree. Usyk is a special talent. He's extraordinary. James Bash coming in with more of that cash. He says the sound of AJ's punches on Otto sounded crazy. You know what? I got to watch that again because, I've seen it. I didn't see it again. I seen that fight once. That's it. I seen it one time, and I have to see it with the volume up. Because, of course, for copyright reasons, you can't hear all that stuff. I learned the hard way on Counterpunch Boxing News, which is now moderated and owned by my boy Lamar Sane. He will be putting more stuff on eventually, hopefully, music stuff, boxing stuff. But I was doing a live stream on that channel, and they listened to, I think I let play. It was a Fox PBC fight card. It was when both Jamal and Jermell were fighting, and they struck my shit just like that. I was like, what? Yeah. Just like that. That was a strike, bro. It wasn't a copyright claim or no. It wasn't blocked. No, it was a strike. Strike. Yep. Kurt, the people really F with you. That's a blessing. That will always enable you to come to win in life. Appreciate everything you do. Keep shining. I see great things coming for you in the future. Maheen, thank you very much. Thank you. I just keep it 100, man. Again, for the thousands of people that come to this channel every day, I appreciate each and every one of you. Either you love this channel, admire it, like it, hate it, say fuck it. I'm glad you come here. Because that's why people come here, because obviously you're intrigued to hear what I got to say, good, bad, or ugly. But I do appreciate that, and I take that as very good constructive criticism and positive comments. So I really appreciate it. The 2-punch combo by AJ, zombified. Oh, Otto. Can you use earphones somehow? Yeah, I can. I have some, but I'm just kind of just chilling right now. James Bash coming in with more of that cash. I watched it again. Those punches sounded brutal. They had to get Otto out of here or out of there for his safety, man. Purely pulverized. I gotta watch it again because seeing what I saw how they looked. I saw how Otto Eileen's face looked. He looked busted up. And if he did break an orbital bone, okay, well, there you go. I don't want to see nobody hurt just for the sake of our entertainment. I ain't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. But, I just thought it was funny that the man supposed to quit wasn't supposed to be out of Eileen, based on his performance against Tyson Fury, It was supposed to have been Danny Dubois against Jarrell Miller, especially when Jarrell Miller started landing some good combinations. They just weren't consistent. If Jarrell Miller was consistent, that would have been a totally different fight, because then that limit and that line that I think Dubois crossed to the point that he failed to in the Usyk fight, I think he would have crossed it, and then we would have seen what he was really about. But I am very proud of Danny Dubois, because Danny Dubois proved us that he wasn't a hoe. I'm just going to be real with you. He proved he wasn't a... right? He proved he wasn't that. Wallin called AJ mentally soft, then he quits. The J. Roos theory, man, Merry Christmas to you, brother. And you are absolutely right. That's crazy. It's like he thinks he's mentally not there and this, that, and the other. But mentally, he thought in his mind, I need to quit because this dude's busting up my shit. Bars. You are the most accurate, honest, unbiased boxing tuber out there. So keep up the good work. Now looking. No KO Loon King. Okay. KO Loon King. Okay. No pads, no good. I don't know. I mean, Miller just needs to drop the weight. He needs a hell of a strength and conditioning coach. He needs somebody that's going to take him to the next level. Here's the problem. Based on the fact that he did not win, I don't think people care for him enough based on his performance to want to invest in him. You know what I mean? So that's the problem. So if he would have won, somebody would have picked him up. Freddie Roach, Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez could probably do real good with him. Why? Because of his fighting style. See, Abel is accustomed to fighting Mexican in the Mexican style, right? He was the one that gave the narrative and the label to Gennady Golovkin, Mexican style. And in fact, that wasn't Mexican style at all. Triple G fought like an aggressive Eastern European style. He did everything behind the jab. Everything was behind the jab. You know what I mean? He hooked his punches over. You know, everything was hooked off the jab. He comes up. You know what I mean? He was beautiful to watch, though. You know what I mean? But, I mean, Mexican style? No. That wasn't a Mexican style. You know, he didn't go in and, you know, go on it. No. He didn't even fight like that. He didn't fight like that at all. People hit that like button. Only 3 likes so far. Damn, out of 182 people in here. The look on Wallin's face was like, what am I in this ring with? Somebody you pissed off? That's who he was in the ring with, Vincent. Somebody he pissed off. Yep. Somebody he pissed off. And he did piss AJ off. You know he pissed AJ off. You guys didn't see how pissed AJ was that last press conference? When he said that shit, what he said, I think, you know, he used to be a happy guy. Now he's just kind of, you know, tense and stiff. And AJ looked at him. He's like, who the fuck is this dude talking to? Who is he talking to like that? And he didn't say anything to him. He didn't say good luck, wish you well. No, he just looked at him. Then backed off. And look, cut his eyes and walked off. And the next time he saw AJ, that's what you saw. That's all it was. Thanks, Kurt. Enjoy your holiday, brother. Absolutely. Yo tomaron un presidente ahora ya. Inui versus Topales for undisputed super bantamweight title later today. Oh, that's cool. I don't know if I'm going to catch that, but yeah. Kurt, who wins? Jarrell Miller versus Ali Erin. I don't know. I don't know much about Ali Erin. I think I've seen him fight once, and I don't remember how he fought. So I don't know. I have to look at that guy. Big Baby Miller will still be a nightmare for most heavyweights. I think this, but understand this too, okay? Not making excuses for anyone, just naming and narrowing down the facts. Here's the facts. This involved everyone on the card. Everyone that fought on this card of Day of Reckoning was fighting, preparing at short notice. Okay? Everyone was training and did what they had to do in a small window of time. Okay, so this isn't like something that was 3 months out and you had 12 weeks to get ready for this big thing and these huge promotions. And you know what I mean? I think if they would have done it earlier, I think here's the good and bad thing about Days of Reckoning. The bad thing was they didn't have time to promote something this big. The good thing was that they didn't have time to, I don't know, should I take a fight? I don't know about the pay. Maybe the pay should be more. I don't know what I'm going to get with my promoter. And my promoter will get back with them and they'll get back to my promoter. My promoter will get back to me. No. They didn't have time for that shit. So pretty much it put them on the spot. Look, we're going to give you $20 million to fight in Saudi Arabia on a huge mega card. Look, we're going to give you $40 million to fight on a huge mega card that's never been seen before. Look, we're going to give you $5 million to fight on this mega card that no one's never seen before. Look, we're going to give you $6 million for you to fight on this mega card that no one has ever seen before. What do you say? Look, we're going to give you $30 million to fight on this under. You don't know what these guys were getting thrown, but they were getting thrown huge numbers like that. And it was the type of numbers that made you say, damn, wait a minute. And it was probably like this, like, look, if you don't fight now, we got other people we can call. So let us know what your fighter wants to do. Get with your fighter now, sooner than later. We'll give you a certain amount of time. Like Kurt Cobain. Take your time. Hurry up. The choice is yours. Don't be late. Yeah, that's what they did. Right? That's exactly what they did. So that was a good thing. That was a very good thing. James Bash coming in with more of that cash. He says AJ's kryptonite compliments totally disarms him. It disarmed him. It sure did. I mean, he Skrilla 50 in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Black Warrior Spirit. LOL. Ha ha ha. Hey, that's, they pretty much told them, this is what we got. This is what we're going to offer. Take it or leave it. Hurry up. We ain't got time. Let's go. What do you say? Yes or no? Bars. That's it. That's all that is, people. The heavyweight division has Wilder blueprint for decades now, guys. Well, they still got to execute it, though. See, even though you've seen something, don't mean everybody can do that shit. Don't get it twisted. See, they thought the same shit about Joshua. Oh, I can beat him. Okay. Do you have the reflexes like Joseph Parker? Do you have the punching power like Joseph Parker? Do you have the experience? Do you have the height? Do you have the style of Joseph Parker? Do you have what it takes to do what Joseph Parker did against Deontay Wilder that day? What if it wasn't Deontay's day and it was his day when you attempt to go mess with him and call yourself doing what Joseph Parker did and get your head knocked off in the fourth row into the popcorn can into some young kid? Okay, exactly. Curtin Fury got put down 4 times, even though he's supposed to expose them. Well, look, that just shows you can get hit by this man. You guys, okay, all right. Who's one of the best heavyweights right now? Alexander Usyk. Okay, I still look at Usyk is a dangerous fight for Usyk fighting Wilder. Why? Because the last 2 fights, the last 3 fights Usyk had, he got hit by who? Danny Dubois, flush, right hand. Anthony Joshua, flush with right hands, and the first one with Anthony Joshua. And he got caught with shots. And then, I mean, he just proved that, yo, he got a chin. He's tough. You know, he might not be as big as those guys, but he's not a pussy. He's not a, right? He's not a. So, you know what I mean? Like, so if Wilder catches Usyk, don't mean he can't knock him out. You know, and Usyk can box. And Usyk, this is how that fight, this is how it'll work. Usyk will, and this is how all of these fights with Wilder work. Either you get to the finish line with Usyk and beat him by outpointing him or outboxing him or out hustling him, because he's not a go-getter. He's not a busy fighter. He's a jabber looking for the right hand finisher. That's what he does. Okay, he tries to mix it up with certain bullshit that, you know what I mean? That's just, no. Once all that fails, that's all you're going to see from Wilder, the duration of that fight. Eyes lit up like, when his eyes light up, oh yeah, it's time. Right hand, duck. Duck, you sucker. Duck. There you go. But sometimes he'll you know, because he's kind of fast, he'll, you know. So you got to avoid that for 36 minutes. Deontay Wilder is the heavyweight version of Tommy Hearns at the end of the day. A watered down Tommy Hearns. A watered down one. Tommy Hearns had ability. Tommy Hearns could use angles. Tommy Hearns, yes, he had range and reach, and you know what I mean, but his boxing IQ was a lot better. You know, yes, he was heavy-handed, and yes, he had devastating punching power. He's more like Bob Foster to me. You know what I mean? Because of his size. He's small, but tall. Right? So, Roos, he says, I think the Fury fights took a lot out of Wilder. Yeah, I mean, for him to get beat like that, he ain't never got beat like that. He ain't never had somebody to take it to him like that. I want to see Effie, the next Saudi card. Effie Ajagba. You know what I think they're doing with Effie Ajagba? Since Effie Ajagba is young, they're taking it, they brought him back. And what I mean by that is they didn't feel it was a need to push him right now for the forefront. Regardless of what he thought or he wanted or desired, they decided, no. Let's bring Effie on back. Because after that Frank Sanchez fight, people, they were like, look, come on back. We're going to have to work with him much more. We don't want to see another Wilder 2.0. We want to take him in. We want to we want to twerk him. We want to tweak him. We don't want to bring him in to these higher heights with these fighters, and all of a sudden you're fighting guys that are boxing circles around you. That's embarrassing. So I think with Effie Ajagba, they reeled him back in. You know what I mean? They're putting more hooks on him. They're putting more bells on him before they cast him back out to catch some more fish. That's what they're doing to Effie Ajagba, if he was a lure, right? So first fight I watched on TV was Hagler versus Hearn. Ooh, crazy legs. That was a crazy fight. 3 rounds of ass kicking back and forth, mass hysteria. What's next for Mark Madoff? Listen, man, the people that lost, Mark Madoff, Miller, Wilder, Wallin, who else? Even Junior Fa, I mean, if he wants to, they could have their own tournament. How about this? The Saudis got all that money, right? Let's do this. How about Days of Reckoning? Days of Reckoning, Redemption. Days of Reckoning, Redemption. Where the guys, the warriors, the challengers that stepped up but didn't win, didn't make it, got knocked out, okay? These guys, how about these guys have a tournament to redeem themselves? And whoever wins out of this tournament, they have a 2-on-2 tournament. There was only 5. Well, actually, it was 6, wasn't it? So, no, there were still 6 heavyweights. So we got Mark Madoff, we have Miller, we have Wilder, we have Wallin. Who else is it? Sounds very good. Let me handle this super chat coming from Deshaun, #1. Yo, Counterpunch Boxing News in chat. Hey, I was just listening to some boxing news, and the word is Wilder lost due to using a cryo chamber for too long. Listen, you need to see my video whenever you get a chance. I did one this morning on it. You know, it's up there. It's skyrocketing. And then, you know, I give you my whole take on that. But yeah, I heard about it. I could have done it last night, but I was like, nah. I was out with fam, so I was like, nah. I did it this morning though. Check it out. But yeah, that and even that by itself though, I'll talk about that in a little bit. Before I talk about that some more, let's talk about the possibility of the guys that lost, because just because these guys lost don't mean their career's over. Don't mean they're out the door forever. No, bring their ass back to see who and what they can do to redeem themselves, to mix and match. They might not have beat the guys that beat them, but they can beat the guys that lost. Why not? That's why they should be Days of Reckoning Redemption. The redemption card. So you have all those guys. Put fucking Wilder in there without Wallin. Why not? Why not? Put Mark Madoff in there with Miller. Why not? Right? You know, who else lost? Put Fa in there with who's the other guy? Who's the other person that lost the other heavyweight? I'm missing somebody. Junior Fa could go in there with who? Who else lost? Wilder could fight Wallin, okay. Miller could fight Mark Madoff. Junior Fa can fight Demore. Why not? Because see, Demore and Fa, they're pretty much on the same level anyway, right? Then you got Mark Madoff and Miller, which is like a tier. Of course, they're higher than them in opposition. Then you got Otto Wallin and Deontay Wilder. Bring them all back to Saudi Arabia and make them fight each other and see who wins after that. I guarantee you, you will see some great fights and still some great matchups. See, I don't care about the names in fighting no more, because see, the names in fighting doesn't really mean what it's supposed to mean, because guess what? What happens when you get the biggest name in the sport of boxing and they finally fight each other? Normally, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get what you bargained for. You're going to get a shutout or a fucking snooze fest. Look what happened to Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. That was one of the most boring fights I ever saw. You sit there, you're waiting for something to happen, because there's two guys that are very talented that don't want to overcommit, and because they don't want to make mistakes. You know what I mean? But you got guys like Charles Martin versus Adam Kalnaki. That was one of the best fights I ever saw. These dudes ain't no champions. I mean, yeah. Hell, Charles Martin had it. I walked this earth like a god for about 2 minutes. But he wasn't like this, you know. Toma. Exactly. Toma. Saudi Arabia, the next go-to place for boxing. It should be. If they do some shit like that, I recommend it. Bring those guys back. Cut half the money in for them. So if they got $5 million, give them 2.5. If they had $10 million, or if they gave Wilder $20 million, give him 10. He'll go back there. Shit, this girl, Telly Swift will tell him to go back in a heartbeat. Shit, you're buying a house over there, right? If you're buying a house over there in Saudi Arabia, absolutely. Hell, you're already there. I'm already at home. Yeah. Cut it. Look, cut the money in half. Bring them back. Pay them half the amount of money that you paid them the first time in the first contest. They take a pay cut, but they come in to redeem themselves. Yeah, he was Sniper. He was disappointing. Crawford and Spence was like that. Exactly. You thought that fight was going to be this 50-50 fight. That shit was 90-10. And I for 4 years, 5 years, I told people that Terrence Crawford would beat Errol Spence. Because every time I looked at Spence, I saw a guy that was very competitive versus the guys that he fought. Okay, but nothing stuck out from him fighting the guys that he fought. When he fought Sean Porter, I'm like, okay, he's maybe a little better than Sean Porter. When he fought Kell Brook, he wasn't ions above Sean Porter. I mean, in Kell Brook. Kell Brook was a guy that gave him just as much trouble in that fight until, you know, of course, his eyes started giving out and all that stuff, you know. But nonetheless, let me plug this phone up before it goes out, and I would hate that to happen. But no, man, listen. With the days of reckoning, redemption, yeah. And then Wilder could be the headliner. Co-headliner, Mark Madoff Miller. Wallin Wilder. And you already know that's a shoe-in. Because you know Wilder's going to knock Otto Wallin out probably one round. Just based on the style. It might last a few rounds. Because, see, Wilder's tentative. And Otto Wallin, he's careful. So he'll be ready. He'll be ready to dodge that right hand. So when that right hand comes, he'll be ready to get the hell out of the way. So he'll be, you know what I mean? Just like he was with AJ. He just couldn't dodge all of them. Because AJ was coming at him. But AJ set that shit up to the body. That's why I couldn't understand what Wilder was doing. Wilder could have did the same thing to Parker. He could have came in with the jab and shoot straight down to the body. I didn't understand why he didn't do that. What is the most ideal next fight for Sanchez? I don't know. See, I think this is what's going to happen with boxing, people. This is what I think is going to happen. The fighters that fought on these cards, they're going to sit around and wait around for a bone or for another word of what Saudi Arabia is going to do with their venues and what they're going to do in their country, based on the amount of money they received for this huge event. So this very well be or serve somewhat as a crutch to these fighters, simply because these fighters probably received 3 times the amount of money that they're accustomed to getting in the States or UK or wherever the hell they're from, New Zealand or wherever. Since that's the case, they're going to look to see if there's going to be any continuation for that. So that could be served as a crutch, because they may be sitting on standby trying to wait to see, hey, what is your excellence Turkey Al-Ashish going to do now? So I'm going to wait for him. I'm a winner. So I'm going to wait for him. I'm going to wait to see what happens now. You know what I mean? So those things could happen, and it could just really put boxing in a recession. Seriously. Because they'll sit around and wait for that Saudi money. Like, nah, I made $7 million last time. I'm really interested to know what Miller made. I'm pretty sure Miller made a couple M's. So you know he wants to go back. He just gave his life to Allah. Come on, bro. Go back to Saudi Arabia. And it wasn't like it was a bad fight. Okay? It wasn't like one-sided the whole fight. It got one-sided when he ran out of gas. And it was due to the luggage that he was carrying. He was just too big. Them titties, bro, them titties. I bet you each of Jarrell Miller's titties is 50 pounds. Hell, that head is 20. That dude got a head like a 20-pound damn ham. Bebop Rocksteady head ass dude. That dude got a huge, thick, fat head. You know? Seriously. Blessings on you, Kurt, and everyone in the chat. Alan Skill, appreciate you, brother. Everyone can't fight on Saudi Arabia card, though. And how come Jared Anderson wasn't involved in the card? Because Jared Anderson Jared Anderson couldn't lead a country, people. He went to jail. He couldn't lead a country. He couldn't lead a country. He didn't even went to court yet. He can't do that. No, seriously, guys. Like, seriously now. Shit, like that's what scared me about Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller came out with them titties, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh, dude. Them titties scaring me. Because they'll weigh you down. But it's hollow. Nah, I don't think it's hollow, bro. It's probably jello. I don't know about hollow, but it's definitely jello. Because they were definitely shaking and jiggling. Big tits, man. Like, dude, you need a bra? Get this man, he should fight with a damn tank top on, a wife beater. Going out there exposing them titties like that. Kurt, that's why you need to be a promoter so you can make $7 million. Shit, I would. Yeah. Kurt, is Saturday lineup the best we've seen in boxing recently? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad look, here's what I'm thankful for, people. I'm thankful that the card that they set up actually went through. Be thankful for that, because a lot of times you got projections of shit like that. Oh, this is how it's planned. And all of a sudden somebody gets injured or somebody pops dirty or, oh man, his visa, he couldn't come, that type dumb shit. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Pacquiao calls the big upset. Yep. And see what happens, like let's say Miller then somehow beats Mark Madoff. That's going to be a hard fight for Miller too. Fighting someone that tall, but let's say Miller beats him, okay? Or whoever the winner is, they fight the winner of Otto Wallin, Deontay Wilder. Then Deontay Wilder redeems himself. And he can do that all in 1 year. So meanwhile, Joshua's fighting whoever, waiting to fight the IBF guy, Philip Ergovic, right? Fighting him, okay. Then Wilder could be busy getting his rust off, fighting the redemption card in Saudi Arabia, making half of his salary, which was big as shit already, I'm pretty sure, right? And then getting, his pound of flesh, getting his stripes back, getting his confidence back, knocking guys out again, getting all that out, getting some rounds in as well, not just going out there and, that was easy. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what he did with Helenius, and it proved us absolutely nothing. Like I told you guys, it showed us absolutely nothing. It showed us, okay, where's his chin? Where's his stamina? What's his style like? What is he like? You know what I mean? He just landed a shot. Oh, there you go. Whereas AJ fought a guy for 12 rounds, got 12 rounds in after taking what? Last year? Was it last year? No, he fought Usyk last year, didn't he? So he got right back in the saddle, fought 12 rounds, then fought another 7 rounds, and then knocked a guy out in 5. Bobblehead Muhammad, a.k.a. Tank Davis. Wilder deserves benefit of the doubt, is all I'm saying. IKNA, he's crazy and borderline delusional, which is what made him great. So let's see him in another matchup. No, it ain't time for him to stop. He only knows when to stop. He has his own mind. He's not a fucking esclavo, okay? It's not a slave. Kurt, Zhang versus Parker, who wins? Parker could outbox Zhang. He could outbox Zhang. He just can't get caught by Zhang. But I think he has the athletic ability to avoid Zhang. Because remember, bro, Zhang has him by 9 years. That's a 9-year age difference. Zhang is 40, bro. Okay? Parker's 31. Here's the thing. People think age don't matter, right? Okay, fine. Do this. I'm in my 40s. Bring a 31-year-old version of Kurt right here and put him right here. You'll be like, ah, damn, right? That's the difference. You're fighting someone with more testosterone, more energy. You know what I mean? Probably quicker. I don't know about stronger, because strength is always the last to go. Okay? But When you're dealing with someone 31 years of age versus someone 40, that's a big difference. I don't give a shit who you are. Udok. Kurt, why is nobody talking about Francis Ngannou? Because Francis Ngannou is a guy that came on the scene, and Francis is not the last guy that fought lately. We were talking about Francis before this. We had a lot of videos about Francis Ngannou. It's not his time right now. Don't worry, he's still in the mix. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the super chat. Wilder's best win was versus Stavern. Damn. I beg to differ. Ngannou was a circus act. Stewart, he's a circus act until he knocks somebody else's ass out. Now, if he fights some other fighter and the other fighter eats his ass up, okay, then you may be able to get away by saying that. But if he goes in there with a guy that's a top 15 and he knocks the head off, which is this point, he's somewhat like a Tommy Fury in retrospect. What do I mean? Tommy Fury's problem was the brother of Tyson Fury. He came in at too high on the totem pole. So now he's accustomed to getting $2 to $3 million versus fighting someone in the top 20 that still may mop his ass up. Why would he want to do that when he knows he could fight a YouTuber, KSI, or Jake Paul again and make $2 to $5 to $7 million doing that shit? Why would he do that? He's already an automatic attraction for a circus fight, not a real one. Francis Ngannou, yeah, he came in, though, fighting the best in the world. However, the idea of Francis now wanting to fight someone in the top 20 would be like, why do I want to do that if I've already fought the WBC heavyweight champion of the world and knocked him down and almost beat him? And a lot of people thought I won anyway. Why would I fight somebody in the top 20 when I've already done this much at this level at this amount of time? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So Francis Ngannou, he may be, his what do you call it? Accustoms have already now been at a certain level. Okay, let's say a girl that starts dating. She starts dating a guy that's rich. He's a millionaire. So he picks her up in his limo. They go shopping. She gets $4,000 or $5,000 worth of clothes. They come back to his penthouse. They chill. They hang out. They go out to eat dinner, at some fancy restaurant, $200, $300 meals, you know what I mean, or more. They take rides around the city. They take a flight to France, to Africa, to New York, to wherever. Then they break up in a couple years or whenever, how long. Then she gets with a regular everyday bloke that works at the damn grocery store. You think she's going to want him? No. My last boyfriend had a damn limo. What you got? A Pinto? No. Francis would smoke Wilder. Well, that could be a fight for Wilder if Wilder wanted to set his sights on a gold or on a certain level. Right? But here's the thing. If Wilder did that, he would be getting paid, and I think a fight like that, fighting someone like Francis, would be better for him than fighting someone like Parker that he just fought. So if Wilder did knock out Francis Ngannou, don't be surprised. But then again, I think something like that would be kind of clever. It ain't over for Wilder. So guys, Wildettes, people that support Wilder, right? Don't be discouraged because it's not over for Wilder. Wilder will be fine. This is a levels game. This is a styles match, okay, situation. When you match up with a certain style of fighter, that's what you get. Not a good analogy because I've certainly stole rich chicks away from rich boyfriends because of personality. No, well, Vincent, maybe I was talking about somebody that became accustomed that didn't know any better, that were probably pretty much, what do you call it? Not egotistical, materialistic. There you go. So for a materialistic minded person, yeah, you're not going to get anywhere. But that's why I love those gold digger pranks that they got. I wonder if a lot of those maybe are real, but some of them are probably staged. Right? They just do that shit for the views. But most of them are real, but it does show how people look at people and versus what they got versus who they are. Francis should be on a card soon. Francis will be on a card soon. Okay, understand this though. Where in the hell did Francis fight Tyson Fury? Saudi Arabia. All this shit is connected. Francis Ngannou, Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua, Otto Wallin, Joseph Parker, Deontay Wilder, Jarrell Miller, Daniel Dubois, Mark Madoff, Pacquiao, Bivol, Ellis, not Ellis, but I forgot Arthur, then Ellis, then Ajay Apataya, then Junior Fa, then Frank Sanchez. Then next year we're gonna get Usyk, then Fury. All that shit's gonna be in Saudi Arabia. And whenever and whatever and whoever fights is going to be again in March as well. So it's all going to be in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, is owning the show, people. They're shutting this shit down. And there's not any big enough names because everybody in America got their ass whooped. Jarrell got whooped. Wilder got whooped. If they both won, they could fight each other over here. They could pick up the beef where they left off. So if Miller beat Danny Dubois, his nuts will get a little bigger, so he can come back over here saying, "Yeah, I slammed your girl, Deontay. I'm gonna make another rap song about it. What you gotta say, Deontay? Let's go toe to toe. I warned you, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna hit you, cause my then it's gonna split you." Right? Remember when Wilder said he would fight Francis in MMA? I remember that shit, man. Francis kicked that boy in the leg and break it. He'll kick him in one side of the leg and break both. Be like toothpicks breaking. Canelo will be over there. Canelo, they'll pay him enough money, he'll go. En mucho dinero, entonces me voy para Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. ¿Qué tú piensas, Eddie Reynoso? Vámonos. ¿Por qué no? Tú tienes mucho dinero, entonces nosotros vamos. They'll leave. Shit. I mean, look, money talks, bullshit runs a marathon. Them were damn skinny legs. Yeah, I mean, they're always been skinny. What's up, Kurt? What's next for Canelo? Retirement. Let him go home. Guadalajara, San Diego, wherever his houses are. Let him go home, retire. That's it. I mean, Canelo, he's done enough, I feel. Since he's felt he's done enough and he can pick and choose fights, okay, retire. Because that means you have no urgency to want to challenge the best anymore. So what are you good for? Bars. I'm sorry, I don't have any more tolerance or... I'm sorry, I'm just not... I'm not really... sympathetic to people that are millionaires, that have fought a lot of people, that has a long career like Canelo has, but then don't want to fight the next and upcoming current bad mother sucker. I don't have that. Canelo versus Munguia. You know how long they've been talking about that damn fight, bro? Marcos, you know how long they've been talking about that fight? They've been talking about that fight for like 4 or 5 years now. Back when Oscar was trying to get Canelo back. Canelo, come back home. Come back. We have our differences. I don't wear dresses no more. I don't do cocaine no more. Come home. Fuck Richard Schaefer. No, I love Oscar De La Hoya. I'm just kidding with him. I mean, he had problems, bro. But they've been talking about that fight forever, man. Munguia and Canelo. Bro, they've been talking about that fight. Matter of fact, before that, there were fights that Canelo's supposed to have that never had. Baby. Oscar wants a payday. Okay, no. Payday. Wilder got the legs from those fishnets. Canelo loves fighting English bums. Yeah, he likes to get with Eddie and let Eddie set him up with those Brits and beat the guys up. That's sad. But then again, I would never call Billy Joe Saunders a bum, nor if Callum Smith a bum, and he beat them both. So the man is good. But that is the best that we've seen from Canelo. He hasn't fought the same since in a couple years. So I say he should retire because he's showing signs of diminishment. And I think because of that, he should go. He should go. That's okay. He should just go. Retire. He has the money. I mean, he likes it. If he feels that way about it, he needs to promote guys from his hometown, Guadalajara. You know, set up gyms, build gyms in Guadalajara build gyms in Guadalajara, you know, and set up boxers, trainers. You know what I mean? Have these guys, you know, train, use tournaments. And out of the best of those guys, then he comes in, sees these guys in action, sees the winners of these fights, and then sign them and use his own promotional company to do that and bring them to the States so they can get some money and start training. You know, under Canelo, people are not going to forget about Canelo. Dubois versus Joyce too. That would be good. You know what I mean? It's just now. See, here's the thing. You can't expect someone that won to want to fight someone that beat them on a premise of where they think they may go. See, Daniel Dubois is now calling out Anthony Joshua and Usyk and all these guys, right? He said before he fought Miller, like, yeah, I would fight, I'd like to fight Joe Joyce and all that shit, right? But then now, would Joe Joyce really be on the top of his list now? No. Because he did something that maybe he was prepared to do, but he didn't know honestly that he could do until he did it. I think Daniel Dubois was surprised at his own ability. And it just shows you mentally when you're driven, when you want to do something, you will do it without being distracted. And that's what we saw Daniel Dubois, which is a good thing. Because that means if he can set his mindset at a certain pace and a certain thing to do a certain task, he can do that shit. And he did that shit against Miller because Miller was walking him down. He was coming at him, eating those shots. What up, Kurt? Could a prime Mayweather beat Bud? Could a prime Mayweather beat Bud? At 147, this Bud, 36 years of age. Okay, see, hold on. No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm going to get like Floyd. We ain't going to do that. We ain't going to do that shit. We're not going to take a prime me versus a 36-year-old Terrence Crawford. Because, for one, that ain't fair. That ain't fair to the sport, and that ain't fair to the age of the fighter. Seriously, though. No, it's not fair. If you're going to do this, let's do this. 35-year-old Terrence Crawford versus a 35-year-old Floyd Mayweather. That's the only way you have to fight. Because they're both the same size now. Okay? Now, you could say, well, how about a 31-year-old Floyd? I think a 31-year-old Floyd, the same Floyd that beat Sugar Shane Mosley. Because Sugar Shane Mosley, I think, was 38 and he was 32 or 3. That Floyd had a better chance of beating Terrence Crawford than a 36-year-old Floyd that fought Canelo versus the one that Crawford that just recently tapped Errol Spence's ass at 35 or 36. How old is Terrence Crawford? 36 or 35? Floyd on points? I mean, it would have to be Floyd on points because I don't see Floyd knocking out Terrence Crawford. But see, here's the problem with Terrence. Terrence also has agility. Terrence also has ability. Terrence also has drive, charisma, ring IQ, and a real killer instinct. That's what makes him dangerous because, see, Floyd, what he does, we've seen him with guys with ability. We've seen him take guys with ability out. We've seen him fight Sean Bay Mitchell. Sean Bay Mitchell was a slick, crafty, kind of macho Camacho style, southpaw, slipped and dipped, uses angles. He handled them easy. Then you had Zab Judah, which was probably the best southpaw that he's ever fought. That was his first knockdown, not official, but his first actual knockdown. Zab Judah was actually able to get with Floyd. Okay. Zab Judah was probably one of the best southpaws of the time. And he was in the same time frame as Floyd. That's how they ended up fighting. Well, I'll tell you this. Zab had a problem with stamina. Okay. So that was one of his inner demons. That was one of his bad habits. Okay. So Zab could not keep the swift, the twitching. He kind of fights like, I'm going to tell you who, well, I guess to say fairly, he fights like Super Judah, Zab Judah, Tony Bellew. When Tony Bellew fought Usyk, he showed everything that he had. But he showed everything that he had within the first 5 or 6 rounds. After that, he was out. He was out of gas. That F turned to E real quick. So when he did fight Usyk and Usyk did catch up with him, it was over with. I think at that point, someone like Floyd fighting Terrence Crawford, that would be a fight like this. Crawford's not going to get tired. Because, when you have guys like Terrence Crawford and Floyd, what makes them great? Even throw Usyk in there. Why? Because what makes them great isn't the fact that, yeah, they're good, they're athletic, they have all this experience, they can do this, they can do that. But understand, what did it take for them to do everything that they're doing? Stamina, conditioning, and training. And they do that shit like nobody's business. Understand that. Their motor is only conditioned by the discipline of their training. See, and that's coming from the sense of knowing I have to train to know to be this good, to be prepared for any and everything that may come. So when someone's asleep, they're up. Like Floyd said it himself. Yeah, look, it's 4 a.m. I'm doing 10 miles. Because I know. They at home sleep. They look, littered in the car driving. Littered. Look, they in the car sleep. Look, I'm running. It's 10 miles. I'm gonna do 15 today. Then I'm gonna go to McDonald's. And give me some Big Macs, extra fries, Coke, apple pop. Then I'll be ready to roll, right? So those dudes knew to train like that. Terrence Crawford would go train. Look, Terrence Crawford trains. He's in shape right now. Terrence Crawford, you ain't never seen Terrence Crawford look like Adrian Broner walking around with a fat neck and gut, face all fat. Come on, bro. Those certain people are not built like that. They don't even have the mindset. Man, you ain't going to catch them slipping. Not saying they don't like to eat, but see some people. Okay, shout out to Clay Fontenot. Clay Fontenot is like, he's a stunt brother, he's a stuntman. He's one of the best stuntmen ever, right? OG, legend, okay? He says, I don't eat, he says. He says, I taste. So what do you mean? He said, yeah, I eat, but I don't. He says, I never splurge, he says. I never splurge, I never glutton. I taste. I train, I focus. The shit he does is just crazy. Always in shape. Always. Cats like that, you take your shit off, you're like, damn. You're like, oh yeah, Kurt has some good guns. I ain't got shit on them dudes. I'm fat compared to them dudes. But a lot of people say, oh man, you look good. Bro, I'm fat because I know people that are actually in shape. Because I know the ones that are really about the shit versus what you think I am. I'm just a dude. I might go to the gym 3 times a week, maybe. You know what I mean? Shit, on a good week, 4. Shit, if I'm on a grind, 5, but it depends on what I'm doing at the time. Right? So no. Old saying, you can't put fat on a thoroughbred. No, you can't. And see, going back to a fight between Floyd and Terrence Crawford, 35-35, Terrence got him. You know what I mean? But it won't be easy. Because see, what Terrence is going to do, he's going to, just by curiosity, just for the spare of the moment, he's going to go in as an orthodox fighter. Terrence, he's going to come in, you know, throwing that 70 style jab, flicking that jab out. And when Floyd, sets because Floyd is going to time that jab. And if he times your jab, he's going to pull. He's going to give you he's going to pull. He's going to pull that shot and pull counter. Step out. And once he catches Terrence like that, if he can, because Terrence kind of throws it out there to see what he's going to do. He's just going to, he's going to set his place, and he's going to set his position to know, okay, this is what I need to do to step back in case he does launch with an attack. Bars, right? That's what he's going to do. Terrence Crawford is the ultimate student of the game. He's one of them. He's one of the ultimate students. We're talking about ultimate students. We can't leave Floyd out. I mean, you can't go wrong betting on Floyd, but understand, don't ever underestimate Terrence Crawford. But of course, this is all fantasy, isn't it? So I'm talking like this shit could happen. Serious about that shit. St. Don went life and death with a less experienced Wallin. Fury went life and death. You know what? No. We're not going to do that. No, Stuart, no. I don't agree. Love you to death. I just don't agree. I don't agree that Tyson Fury went life and death with Vilo Wallin. I don't agree. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the performance that Otto Wallin had. Otto Wallin used what he had. Okay? He used what was going on at the time. Kaylin Simon, Merry Christmas to you too. Much love. He used the situation at hand to his benefit. Tyson Fury had a 2-slice, huge cuts. He used that. He knew, hey, there's a chance this fight could be stopped. I could be the winner based on that. This could be another Vitaly Lennox, okay? And he knew that because he knew that came from a punch, because when he was on the inside of Tyson trying to be too damn pretty like Ali, he called his ass. Boop! And that's when the bleeding came. That's when the cut began. And that's when that started. No matter how much Fury huffed and puffed, he couldn't put Fury away, Wallin away. Well, I don't think, and see, keep in mind though, let's give the benefit of the doubt. This was before he went to Crunk's gym, for one. And for two, he was with Ben Davison. Ben Davison was about countering and moving and boxing. And since he had those cuts, I think the problem is he went life to death with the cuts versus the fighter. He was worried more about his face than Wallin. He was still fucking Wallin up. He was hitting Wallin. He beat Wallin, bro. I don't like when I hear someone say, oh man, Wallin really beat Fury. There's people that say that. That's the people that you can say, oh man, you're a Fury hater. You just hate Fury. You don't like Fury. You ain't going to catch me saying that because I know, okay, that's redonkulous. Shout out to Virgin. That's redonkulous. Kurt, what are you eating today? Man, I don't know. I don't know what I'm eating today. I ate some wings earlier that I bought last night. I'm eating a beer right now. Salute. What do you think of Charlo Jamel socking his wife? Socking his wife. Ouch. I heard about that. Man, if there's more news to talk about than the Charlos getting into it with their girlfriends or wives or whatever the hell they call them, I'll talk about other news. Because it's just like, okay, dude. Okay. What do you do at that point? I'm just like, all right. Now, any other fighter with a cut that bad, the referee? Yes. But that wasn't any other fighter. That was Tyson the Gypsy King Fury that just signed an 80 million pound deal from ESPN. So you think they're going to stop it over cuts from a guy that's not dominating the fight? No, they won't. Okay? That's not how it's going to go. That's not how it went. So damn it, it didn't go that way because they didn't want it to go that way. That was a network call, bro. You don't give a fighter like that $80 million and turn around and say, hey, you know, there's a cut. No. No. Sorry, but no. Cut wasn't impeding Fury's sight. Fury was kicking ass. Fury did what he had to do. In fact, I give credit to Tyson Fury for still fighting the way he fought and having them damn cuts at the same damn time. Come on, man. Texas looked L all year. No wonder AJ said, I want to train in Harlow. Yeah, Texas did. Okay, let's see. Frank Martin ducked. Errol Spence got his ass whooped. Jermell Charlo ran to get a check. Got dropped. Survived. What else? Ryan Garcia won. Kurt, did you see Conor McGregor saying Manny Pacquiao owe him $8 million? He wants to fight him? No. All circular arguments. AJ beat Wallin. Fury beat Wallin. AJ beat Parker. Parker beat Wilder. Fury beat Wilder. Joyce beat Parker. Zhang beat Joyce. Yep. That's how it's supposed to go because you're going to have different outcomes based on the matchup. Okay? Based on the matchup only. Not a hierarchy. Only hierarchy stands in boxing as when you whoop each and every mother sucker. And that ain't happened yet. At all. Plant slap the other. Yeah. They didn't stop the fight because Fury had a big contract with Wilder after, so they were never going to stop that fight. That's right. See, if Wilder would have started bleeding, they wouldn't have stopped it because of that, because they wanted to watch Wilder knock him out. It's just Wilder didn't knock him out. Wilder didn't deliver. Dr. Sleep didn't put nobody to sleep. Andy Ruiz, I don't care what Kurt says about me. I'm going to Saudi and criticize Wilder. Ricky Torres, I'm telling you, Kurt's a bitch. I don't like him. I can't stand Kurt DeVille. Connor dicing with slicing with the big bag of nose candy in his pocket. Yeah, he couldn't do nothing else. He couldn't drink. You better bring something that he can easily consume. Fury was winning every round and dodging punches. They don't stop fights when that is happening. Yeah, he was landing, dodging, avoiding, Wallin was, he was smearing the eye and all that stuff. He was doing that. Is there any Mike Tyson-like boxer in the game? No, but I'm going to say this. Oscar Rivas should be trained by Mike Tyson. I keep saying this shit. Oscar Rivas this dude is cut the fuck up. He's tough as shit. He has a heavy punch. You know what I mean? He just needs training, and his style needs to change. They need to take him from Canada, bring him over to Mike Tyson, and let Mike Tyson train him. And he would be a fucking beast. Dude, last year he was going to fight Efe Ajagba, but almost went bonkers. I love fights like that. And we know those are not the best dudes, but they are potential up-and-coming fighters, right? So there you go. Wilder went on 78, I guess, definitely inactive. Damn. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will take a look at it. Yes, there are foreign bars there. Deontay Wilder should be able to beat Parker with just a jab. No. That just showed he couldn't do that, could it? Well, imagine Rivas fighting like Mike. Rivas is 6 foot tall, bald, stuck, stout, cut. Imagine him coming under. You know, coming under. I mean, imagine that. For just a second, imagine Oscar Rivas moving like Mike. Oscar Rivas trained by Mike. It would be off the chain. Off the chain, bro. I bet Dillian White is kicking himself now saying all that Saudi money. Well, but think about it. I don't think that would have mattered anyway. Because if he would have got knocked out by AJ, he wouldn't have seen any Saudi Arabia money anyway. I stole bars from you. The ladies love it. I heard that. You just can't steal the one bar. Scance rants. Wilder was supposed to beat a turd like Parker. I'm really disappointed. I don't want to hear any excuses. Well, Scance, we don't either. I don't either. I agree with you. But it just shows you, though, the mentality of somebody that's weak, that really don't understand what zero tolerance means. Scance rants. You know why you are the man with the wrench on my channel? It's because you are, and you come off to me like a person that believes in what you believe in. You ride with who you ride with. You are a fan of who you are a fan of. Okay? And that's a good thing because you're not indecisive. You're very decisive. And now you see, like, hey, I like Wilder. I don't like anybody else because I like Wilder. Cool. But there are some people that can't see or can't own the whole fact of a guy just getting beat. There has to be some other reason. It has to be this. It has to be that. That makes, first of all, you weak as a person. You know what I mean? If you got to come with excuses like that, man, you got this going, dude. Because we've heard all that. We've heard all that before. We've heard all that before. You know, nobody wants to hear excuses. But see, people that look for excuses and want excuses, they're looking for a reason why he didn't lose because they are disillusioned. Well, I mean, Wilder caught him. But see, here's the thing. If he would have caught Parker, everything would have been fine and dandy. That's all that was. There wouldn't have, now, since he didn't hit Parker, there would have been, because he didn't hit Parker, there would have been a reason why all of a sudden, oh, okay, something was wrong. It had to be something wrong. If he would have knocked out Parker, there would have been nothing wrong. Nothing wrong at all. Didn't Wilder almost kill Spilka? Well, he knocked him Spark out and put him on a stretcher. They had to get that man oxygen. He was out cold for minutes. He was in some type of dimension. Wilder hit that boy and caught him, flush. Parker lost to a trash can White. Anybody who loses to trash can is a bum. Well, I think, to be fair, Dillian White is because I mean that you can't say that either because that's like calling Wilder a bum now. You see what I'm saying? Because he lost to Parker and Parker lost to Wilder, or Parker lost to White rather. White, I think, peak. White was in the peak of his career. 15, he wasn't. 18, he was. See, that was 3 years. He took his first loss from AJ, and that was a grudge fight. Those dudes, it was a rival British fight, and they just went, balls to the wall. We found out about his chin. I mean, that really wasn't for certain until he got hit and knocked out again. Bars. Okay. And I seen that since 19. Oscar Rivas. Left uppercut. He went down, 9th round. Okay. That didn't mean he wasn't a good fighter. Used the jab good, positioning good. I don't think he had actually stable legs. His legs were always kind of shaky. I always kind of wondered that. But that's a balance problem because the motherfucker's overweight. Okay. But Dillian White was at his peak. Lucas Brown was that coming back. He was where Jarrell Miller was. He was coming back from cheating, drug cheat, right? Dillian White knocked him out in a beautiful combination. Undefeated fighter, New Zealand guy. Okay. Then, and was that 19? He took him out? That was Lucas Brown. He took him out at 19. Was that 19 or is that 18? No, that was 18. Meanwhile, Parker just took his first L from Joshua in a unification on the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF. Well, then he fights Dillian White. Okay, Parker does. And then Dillian White shows Parker, and then you got to think, you have to give credit to Dillian White to fight Parker the way he fought Parker, because it ain't like Parker's all of a sudden a good fighter. No, he's always been a good fighter. Matter of fact, he was rumored to be one of the fastest heavyweights that we had. 6'4", 230 pounds, can move like that, can throw combinations like that. Yes, man, just give Parker his credit. And I think the whole idea is we're trying to diss Wilder for making excuses, but you have to appraise Parker for being the fighter that he is. That's all that is. It's nothing wrong with giving other fighters credit. I know you hate White. That's fine, but you have to also understand White beat Parker. However, Parker dropped White. That fight could have went longer if it would have been longer. If we're going to speculate, well, hey, White got dropped by Parker too. Okay, look at it like this. Did White, this will make you feel better, Scantz Rants. Did White, or should I say, did Parker drop Wilder? Ooh, no, he didn't. You see what I mean? But he dropped White. So I think that'll make you feel better. There you go. Merry Christmas. Only reason White fought Parker because Parker was coming off a loss to AJ mismatch room special. No, absolutely not. How's that a mix match room special? Because that's a good match. Because you got the former WBO champion taking on the WBC interim champion, Dillian White. Remember, he was still the interim champion. I know you would like that, Scantz Rants. I know you would like that. Because I mean that should make you feel better. Your fighter, Deontay Wilder, despite being battered by Tyson Fury 2 years ago and people questioned his chin, he was still able to take a lot of punches, flush shots upside the head, in the chin, everywhere, all the way in. Bars from Joseph Parker, and he was still able to stand. My man. Gotcha. There you go. You know. Mark Madoff, the serial killer who would kill us all in our sleep, was destroyed by Caballel because Caballel is the serial killer. Coming off a loss that's bottom feeding. Not really. I think what it was from, okay, I'm going to tell you why that's not. Because for one, Parker versus AJ, was that really a beatdown? Come on. That was a chess match. That wasn't a ass whooping. That wasn't an AJ Otto Eileen. That wasn't an AJ Klitschko. That wasn't an AJ Povetkin. Come on, bro. That was none of those. That was a chess match. Parker didn't take a lot of punishment in that fight. You know? Kurt, they should have more days of reckoning and put numbers on the days of reckoning. Absolutely. They should number them. They should number those shits just like UFC. Counterpunch. They should do that. They should do exactly that. They should do exactly that. This era of boxers are soft like butter. White versus Parker was a proper 50-50. Yeah, I mean, they both dropped each other. It was actually a better fight based on the styles that they had. You know, Dillian White had a good jab, but he had like sloppy combinations. Joseph Parker was more athletic, you know, but the style versus an awkward fighter, that's how they gelled together. It was a good fight. Kurt, copyright day of reckoning too. Ooh, I don't know about that. I'll probably get copyrighted. Nah, but seriously, we got a good card for $40. We did, people. $40 damn dollars, man. Come on, man. That's a Merry Christmas present to us all worldwide. Come on. Hell, that's for us nationwide. I'm sorry. because you guys in the UK bought the shit for 20 bucks or 20 pounds. But yeah, it's coming to the 2 hour mark. I'm supposed to stop at an hour. I just got the rolling with you guys. Man, thank you guys for coming in. This has been a great Merry Christmas bash for everybody. So if you have any super chats, donations, loves, comments, send them now in the next minute or so, because I'm about to go. I'm going to say a couple more. Take care. Butt hurt. What beer are you drinking? That's Presidente I'm drinking. What about us from Nigeria? How much did you pay for the fight? Because we paid 40, UK paid 20. Merry Christmas, G-Stacks. Walter gave us something. Some thrilling moments in belt defenses throughout his career. AJ's fans, we should be grateful. Yes, that's good. True, but them match fellas like to fight people come on off, taking off a loss. I mean, they all do. All of them do that. That ain't just miss a match room. Appreciate you, Kurt. Told you. David, Merry Christmas. Okay. Ditch and Chanders. Peace and blessings, Big Kurt, to you and your family. Merry Christmas, Ricky Torre. And I'm about to be off. And you guys have a great day. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.